Hello, this is my presentation for Incubator One. My name's Elise, and yeah, let's get started. So the impact challenge that I have chosen to address is number 14, Life Below Water. This challenge focuses on our waterways. Our oceans cover 70% of our planet, and we rely on them for food, energy, and water. Yet we have done tremendous damage to it. We must protect them by eliminating pollution and overfishing. And yeah, this highlights the importance of our ocean and why it is vital to protect it. Uh, More specifically, I wanted to focus on 14.1 and 14.4. So 14.1 is to reduce marine pollution, and the goal reads to prevent and significantly reduce marine pollution of all kinds, in particular from land-based activities, including marine debris and nutrient pollution. And 14.4 is about sustainable fishing practices. The goal is to effectively regulate harvesting and end overfishing, illegal, unreported, and unregulated fishing, and destructive fishing practices. Ooh. Don't know why the image has gone, but that's okay. So when fishing nets get lost, they become destructive. They begin to break down and release microplastics into the world. It can also disturb marine life, as you can see the turtles trapped in the net. Ghost nets are a significant problem in Western Australia. Northern Australian waters contain some of the highest density of ghost nets globally, as it's driven by currents. So fishing nets lost at sea are a major source of plastic pollution in the ocean. These nets can last up to 600 years and again release microplastics as they slowly degrade into the ocean. So for my solution, I've created a core fishing net, as you can see in the photo. So core rope is made from natural fibers. It's from coconut husks, which are extracted from ripe or unripe coconuts. The husks are extracted and cleaned, spun into yarn, which then can be woven into mats, or in this case, twisted into rope. This can be done by machine or by hand. The pros of this is that core is resistant to salt water. It takes approximately 4 years to decompose. It also doesn't release any harmful byproducts as it's decomposing, which is like microplastics. It doesn't release any of those like plastic does. It's durable and strong and will allow to hold heavy loads and tension. So this is like a mock-up sketch of a industrial fishing net made of core. I've made a 2 centimeter diameter, so it's a bit thicker to ensure that it is able to hold the weight, but it's not thick enough that when it soaks up water, it becomes too heavy. I've also included some recycled buoys on the top made from recycled plastic, just to further the cause of being eco-friendly. So by using this, it targets a gap in the market for a sustainable choice to fishing nets. Eco-friendly options currently are made of quicker biodegradable plastic fishing line or recycled plastic fishing lines. While this can help to clean up the ocean and plant debris by recycling, it does not stop the ghost net cycle. So normally a plastic net is used for fishing, the net gets damaged or lost and then becomes a ghost net. Ghost nets are collected and repurposed into new nets, and then the plastic net is used for fishing again, and it just keeps going around. And in that process, it's releasing harmful and toxic things into the environment and disturbing sea life as well. So with the core net, we're breaking this cycle instead of just letting it continue. So yeah, then that's what I wanted to do, focus on for my idea. This is my business model. So key partnerships for this product to be successful would be coconut farmers and core producers. fishing industries, marine conservation groups, government fishery departments, research institutes to test durability and marine safety. Key activities to focus on would be product development, manufacturing and distribution, marketing and awareness, partnerships, and impact measurement. Key resources that would be required are raw material supply, manufacturing facilities, R&D team to improve durability and seawater resistance, skilled laborers to weave the nets and ropes, brand and certifications, so eco-friendly branding and marine safety approvals. My value proposition, what creates value for the customer is that it's an eco-friendly alternative, which there aren't many on the market, or aren't any on the market actually. Marine safe, so it reduces ghost net entanglements, deaths of turtles, fish, and marine mammals. Durable and affordable, strong natural fiber alternative to nylon nets. Sustainable branding helps fishing companies meet CSR and government stability targets, and the end of life benefit as the nets decompose, leaving no harmful microplastics. Customer relationships, B2B account management for large fishing companies, industrial workshop and benefits and proper use of the core nets, sustainability certificates, and then after sales support such as repair kits for the nets and recycling programs. Channels, direct sales to fishery and co-ops, partnership with fishing equipment distributors, online platform, government tenders, contracts for sustainable fishing programs, and program distribution of eco nets to small scale fisheries. Customer segment, commercial fishing companies, small scale fisheries in like coastal regions, government agencies, eco-conscious export markets, and aquaculture farms. I would also include fishing hobbyists, people who like to do it as sort of a hobby on the weekends. Cost structure, raw materials, manufacturing, so machinery and labor costs, costs for marketing and awareness, costs for distribution and logistics, the cost of certifications and compliance, and costs of any partnership and training programs for the fishers. Revenue stream, so this could be direct product sales, bulk orders from commercial fisheries, subscription models, nets get replaced annually or biannually, grants and subsides for eco programs, and premium eco label licensing for fishing caught using biodegradable nets. So I conducted a research interview to support the need for an eco-friendly alternative to the plastic nets. So I interviewed my father and uncle for this one, who are both hobbyist fishermen. So the first question was, how often do you see or hear about plastic fishing nets being used? My father said pretty often, as most commercial and even small scale fishermen still use plastic nets because they're cheap and they last longer. And my uncle said yes, a few times that he's seen them washed up on beaches. Question 2 was, what problem have you noticed with plastic fishing nets? Father said, the biggest issue is when they get lost or dumped at sea, they just float around and trap animals. And my uncle said a huge impact on turtles especially. They get caught and can't escape. I've read that thousands of animals die each year from ghost nets up north. Do you think fishermen are aware of the damage that ghost nets cause? My father said not at all. A lot of people see it as someone else's problem once the net is gone. Uncle said not really. Some just focus on catching the fish and don't think much about what happens when the net breaks or goes missing. Fourth question, why do you think fishermen keep using plastic nets instead of biodegradable ones? My father said mainly availability. Plastic ones are more common on the market and they are cheaper and easier to get their hands on. Uncle said they are the most common ones found in fishing shops. last question was, what changes would you like to see in the fishing industry? My father said, I'd like to see better recycling programs for old nets and maybe trade-in systems where fishermen can return damaged nets safely instead of dumping them. And my uncle said, I think fishermen won't change unless there's some incentive, cheaper alternatives, or a return system for old nets. Otherwise, the same problem will keep happening. So we can clearly see that how a eco-friendly fishing net alternative in stores would dramatically change the way fishing industries and hobby fishermen go about purchasing nets. I think they'd be more inclined to do it if they were readily available in shops, obviously at the same or a cheaper price than plastic nets. And they're my references. Thanks for listening.